has been paid for by Behind the Turnbuckle Plus, the new pod order. BTT Plus. Yeah, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Oh, it's extra content right here, chicos. Think about it. BTT Plus, taking over the pod game. Live Q&As, watch-alongs, new shows. BT. Is that okay, Plus. Big Tommy? Enter the war room, turnbuckle style. Plus, it's the new way.
Well. Welcome, everyone, live from the BTT Studios. Boy, does that sound good. BTT Studios. Just think where we are today, where we were like 18 months ago. We are growing every day. Hello, everybody. My name is Big Tommy C. Welcome to The Last Word. We just saw Raw tonight. We're going to have little comments about that. Maybe a little comments about Randy Orton and what he did on SmackDown. And as you all know, we are on every Monday night right after Raw. So make sure you look for us, notifications, hit the like button so you don't miss me and my secret weapon I like to bring in right now, my girl Gabby. What's up, Gabby?
Hi, Tommy. I missed you. How we doing tonight?
Good,
316 day, my friend.
Yes, 316 day. Woo! And we have somebody else, our numbers guy here. Drop it in tonight saying, hey, Big Tommy, can I come in? Of course. Our man, Rafi. Rafi, how are you tonight, buddy?
I am doing well. Happy 316 day. I wore my shirt today and someone at the grocery store didn't know what it meant. I almost stunned her. She was a lady. I almost stunned her at the produce aisle because she didn't know what 316 day was.
She deserved it. She deserves it.
I would love to see you do a 360, a stutter, Rafi. That would be hilarious, man. So overall, I'm sorry, Gab, you had something there?
I said he might hurt himself. We don't know if we want that to happen. Okay,
very true. Keep
it chill.
So let's jump into Raw tonight. And I thought the beginning of the show was phenomenal. And let's face it, guys, man, is there a pros pro more better than Paul Heyman? Can make you believe in his character, make you feel passionate about his storyline. The last time we saw Mr. Heyman, he got laid out by Mr. Rollins, ended up in an ambulance. We didn't see him for a couple of weeks. He shows up tonight as Rollins is in the ring with all the hooded guys. And by the way, I'm done with those guys. I'm just finished with it. I'm glad Brock did what he did. But is there anybody more believable, guys, than Paul Heyman? A week's worth of growth, the eye is swollen, and just the way he sells himself and makes it more passionate. The guy is a pros. And man, anybody can learn from this guy, watching this guy work in the ring, out of the ring, backstage, anywhere. I got to tell you, man, he sold me on this whole thing tonight. What did you guys think?
I absolutely loved it. I think this is the most excited I've been for WrestleMania in a minute, like in a while, actually. Like, I think that was perfect the way they went about it. Because I even said to you last week, Tommy, I said, we saw a lot of physicality against Paul Heyman. I don't know if his boy is Brock Lesnar. He's going to have a problem with it. I don't think he's happy for anyone to put their hands on his dude. And I was like, he doesn't have any storyline yet. He's got no match WrestleMania coming up. Let's throw him in the mix. And I think they did it perfectly to kind of, he came out to defend his guy, but then Oba came out to be like, well, don't forget about me. I'm answering to you now. And it was just, you could feel it from the crowd too. Like, Oba's so over, and like when he lifted Brock up to slam him down, I felt like everybody was like, that was a holy shit moment. And you don't get a lot of holy shit moments before WrestleMania, and we've been waiting for that to happen. So I think it was perfect, and I think a lot of people are now excited to see finally Oba and Brock at Mania.
What'd you think, Raph?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, what day do you put Oba and Brock? Do you do it on a Saturday or do you do it on a Sunday? That's what I was thinking the whole time I was watching that this evening, because it was fantastic. How he lifted Brock Lesnar looked like a piece of cake and put him on the ground. It was amazing to see that. And hats off to Brock to agreeing to do all this. You can tell him he was talking to Oba on the ground after he did that. It wouldn't shock me if he's the one that told Oba to put his foot on his chest after he did that. It was amazing. I was all for it. I'm just scratching my head. What day am I going to see this? Is it going to be WrestleMania Saturday or is it going to be WrestleMania Sunday?
Well, I think it's all depends on ticket sales. Whatever is not selling as well, I think it's going to be a Saturday. I think they're going to put him on Saturday rather than Sunday because I think Sunday will sell out more faster than Saturday. You put Brock on Saturday, and it kind of evens the playing field. Now, I watched this happen. I watched it go down. I knew Brock was going to wipe all these guys out, and then you see Oba and Brock come face to face, and then the big slam happened. Here's where I disagree with you guys a little bit. I didn't like the physicality. I didn't like Brock being vulnerable because I never want to see Brock being vulnerable. He's a huge monster. We've seen him for years. Just keep kicking ass. I think if they just went nose to nose and didn't do any physicality at all and carry that out, because I know Brock's going to be on Raw next week, and Obi will be there also. Think of something else to happen storyline. But I don't want these guys. Hold on. I don't want these guys touching each other until WrestleMania. That's where the money is. That's where I'm going to see what happens to Brock or what happens to the big guy. I know some of you guys don't agree with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I disagree massively. I think that moment was what will make people buy into that match of the two of them at WrestleMania. I think and it wasn't a lot of physicality, but I think Brock Lesnar's the monster. He's a beast. He's insane. And you're like, yeah, Oba's a big guy. It is what it is. But like that moment of him doing that showed everything you need to see about it being a believable match between these two beasts going into WrestleMania. Because especially you got to think about it. This is Netflix. Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. Everybody knows who he is. People might not know who Oba Femi is if they haven't watched him, on NXT or like hasn't done anything massive yet since the Rumble, really, where we've seen his strength. I think he needed this. I think Brock basically told him to do it. I think Brock put him over like in that 10 seconds, more so than I've ever seen really Brock do that for anybody. And it makes the match way more believable. And you can't tell me now that we saw that Oba has that capability that you're not like, oh, he might be able to actually beat Brock Lesnar, who's the toughest man in the world, biggest dude ever. I think we needed that little bit to buy into the match and to be excited for the match because you want Oba so bad to win and like you hate Brock so much. You needed that little bit to show that it's not just going to be an ass whooping on Oba.
Raph, what'd you think?
I agree with Gabby, but at the same time, what happens next week? Does Brock get a leg up on him? Does he F4 him or F5 him in the ring? So now that you have physicality now, do you need physicality for next week? Or do you just leave this one alone and they go toe-to-toe next week? I'm all puzzled what's going to happen now next week with these two. Because, okay, you sold me already. Are you going to keep on selling me for the Saturday main event that you're thinking about?
Yeah, and does he get payback next week on Raw? I hope not. I don't like physicality. I like the anticipation of what's going to happen. Makes you want to watch. Makes you want to buy the PLE or go to the event itself. But I can see both sides of the coin here on this. And guys, where does this leave Rollins now? Do you think he'll be ready for WrestleMania? Because now if and it was announced, Oba is going to go against Brock at WrestleMania, right? So where's this leave Rollins right now? Do you think he'll be wrestling at WrestleMania, guys?
I don't think so. I think at this point, they probably can't have him wrestle. Maybe he's not clear to wrestle, and that's why he's planting the seeds in other storylines, because we saw what happened tonight because of what happened to Heyman, that Brock came out, and it made sense. I like when the storylines like interfere but make sense. So who knows? Maybe he'll distract the Vision at WrestleMania if they're going for the tag titles or something. Like maybe he gets in there and he's there, but I don't think we're having a match because I mean, we're not going to see Rollins Brock. You know what I mean? He's not going to triple tag, triple match with the two of the big boys because we want to see the big boys. So I think it depends on Braun as well. Like if Braun's healthy, because I know that's the match, but I don't foresee it. I think he'll be there, but I don't think he's going to have a match because also there's nobody to emotionally invest me into him having a match right now aside from Braun that would make sense. And if it's not possible, I don't want him to have a match just because he's Seth Rollins to have a match. Like that's taking time away from storylines that have been marinating where we could see something else happen. So he'll be there, but I don't think he'll be physical.
Boy, I got to tell you, missing Rollins at a WrestleMania is huge for the company and huge for everybody else. Man, if we can get Seth and Braun going at it at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Now you're coming up with some kind of little bit of a card here at WrestleMania. You already got Brock Lesnar and Oba, and getting these two guys together. Boy, it's hard for me to see that Rollins will not be participating physically at WrestleMania. What do you think, Raph?
We could see an 0 for 3. We could see him not wrestling, Braun not wrestling. I mean, the division could be down 2 when it comes to
And
WrestleMania. We'll probably just have Paul and what's his name? Maybe a tag team match, which would be sad because I really wanted to see Seth Rollins and Braun in WrestleMania, which I'm hearing we're probably not going to see.
Does anybody know the status of Braun?
No.
No. So we'll see what happens there. And we got our chat queen Kimmy in here inside, guys. Any comments you have, we'll be love to have you come up aboard and throw your questions out there. Glad people are so many commenting on what's happening tonight. Let's move forward. We saw AJ in action tonight. I'd like to start out with you, Gabby. What did you think of the AJ Bayley match tonight?
I think it was a pretty solid match for AJ. I actually liked this match better than her match with Becky. For some reason, I think she had good chemistry with Bayley, but I think they missed a massive opportunity to have Becky come out and like actually pull a distraction because of the history she has with Bayley and like her always messing it up for Bayley at WrestleMania. Like I think that was a way to make this a little bit different as opposed to another AJ Becky kind of same feud, same storyline. You know, Becky coming out and beating her, all that kind of stuff. I thought, like I said, I thought it was a solid match for AJ. But if we're just seeing AJ Becky at Mania, I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, because we just saw it and it was okay. But Becky doesn't need the title. She's, you know what I mean? And like AJ, I think does just because she just got it. So like if she can put on these matches every week, then like that's great. But I would love to see it be a little bit different of an angle. Throw Bayley in there for a triple threat. Like, just I think it needs something else besides AJ and Becky. We've seen it. It's a little played out, or at least make it a little different. But it's not. You're just getting more heat on Becky, and you're making people love AJ more. But that's already how we feel. So I wish we could see a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I think it could be a triple threat, maybe even a four-way getting Lyra in there and maybe her turn on Bayley a little bit. That's the way
Yeah.
it feels like it's coming for me, Raph. As you see there at the backstage, and Lyra just keeps being this cheerleader. I'll get
Yeah.
you there. I'll get you there. And it just seems to be like you feel like there's something's going to happen at WrestleMania when Bayley goes at it, and somehow Lyra's going to be in this and doing the little swerve. What are your thoughts on it, Raph?
I could see a triple. I don't see if Bayley's not in the triple, then I think it's tag team. I think she's going for the tag titles at WrestleMania, and that's how she's going to be. Which I hope not, because I do not want to see Becky and AJ. Yeah, but you're being too nice. You said it was an okay match. I thought it was a horrible match when Becky and AJ Lee fought. It was bad. The timing was awful. This match tonight we watched was really, really good. There was a couple of hiccups in the beginning, but I think once they warmed up in the middle of the ring, the hiccups went away. I thought it was a great match towards the end. I do not want to see AJ and Becky Lynch just them two going toe to toe. Put a third one in there because that can help you carry AJ, who's probably still not 100% in the ring if you throw a third person in there, especially Bayley.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in the minority. I don't get AJ. I don't get her having the title.
No.
I don't get her coming back. I know it was a long time coming and she came back. I just don't get them putting the IC title on her. And you're right, Gabby. She needs it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, would you give a shit about it? Would you give a shit about AJ coming back and facing Becky if Becky was the champ? I mean, she's running over a lot of people in there, and they just because she's Punk's wife, she has history with the company, but I don't find her entertaining at all. Her work in the ring used to be really good. I know you got to work at stuff like that, but let's face it, man. Becky could run rings around her in that ring, and that's why I think they do need Bayley, because Bayley is an excellent worker in the ring. They need that triple threat in there where it's Bayley, Becky, and AJ for WrestleMania. And I think you probably will see it. We'll see it happen. Right now, Becky's on the outside looking in because Bayley deserves a title shot. And coming out of that, and Coach would go nuts if I said, I would like to see Becky be the champ. What do you think?
Oh, I don't think she needs it. How
Not
does it
Becky.
move?
I'm sorry. Bayley.
Oh, Bayley,
My
100%.
bad.
1000%. That's what I pitched. I said, I think it would have been hilarious. Not hilarious, but if this was a match for WrestleMania and Becky beats down Bayley second year in a row and stops her from going to WrestleMania. So now it's super personal for Bayley. And then she's thrown in that triple threat match and Bayley ends up winning. Because what are we doing with the AJ winning, Becky winning, back and forth? It's the same stuff. Like, Becky does not need it. And if she books another movie, she's going to take time off anyway. She's going to be gone. You're going to be doing whatever, which more power to you. It's amazing. She's a superstar, But like, I think if she's not now at this point elevating younger talent or putting them over and like doing that and what she needs to be doing, I don't need to see her in the title picture with another veteran, AJ Lee, if you're not going to put a third veteran in that really everybody is like, we haven't seen Bayley have a good title run in a while. I think she could do a lot more. Look at what she's doing, even just like not on TV, but what she's doing with those women's sessions and all that stuff that she's getting all over the place. Like, she is one of those people that is a great role model for young girls. And as champion, she can do that and continue to do it and like do it now in a sense of her career where it's believable. And it's not just like, oh, the Bayley huggers. It's like, no, this is Bayley. She's one of the best ever. She's a locker room leader. Let her take it from two massive veterans and get some shine on herself. I think she needs it. And I think it would be such an entertaining triple threat because these women are familiar with each other. So it would be a good match. And like I said, too, Bayley would take a lot of pressure off of AJ because it would be, a third person in the ring is always better for you to catch your breath or figure out what you have to do. So I'm still hoping that's what we see. And then what if Lyra then is like, I wanted to help you so bad, and now you did this behind my back, and you're champion, and now I'm coming to take it from you. And like now Lyra has a storyline, and she's bad, turning on her friend. Like, I think there's way more. It's a tree of roots that can happen if you do it that way. With AJ, I don't really see the next opponent, and the same thing with Becky. What are we continuing on with Becky for?
Yeah, I agree.
And I like Becky, but it's like it's exhausting.
Yeah,
But I think the biggest part that you got was she's going to get more movie deals. Everyone loved her in the Star Trek series that she was. I think it was on Netflix. I didn't watch it, but she got good praises on that. So if you give the belt to Bayley, Bayley's going to be there every Monday.
Right.
She's not booking movies and stuff like that. She's doing other stuff outside, but all the stuff she's doing outside is wrestling, not movies, not TVs, no anything. So you have a girl that can maybe hold the belt on and maybe lose it to Lyra or someone younger coming up the ladder or stuff like that. I agree with you. Put her in, give her the title. We don't need to see Becky have it. And if AJ wins, who's she going to feud with next?
Right.
Yeah.
She's an uber face. So it's like, we don't have a lot of heels on SmackDown, on Raw for the women. We don't. And all the good heels are in tag teams, aside from like Liv, who I don't even call her a heel because she's so loved anyway. And then you have Rhea, who's not a heel at all, and she's facing Jade, who's a heel. So it's like, who's another big name heel on Monday Night Raw that you could see face AJ and be a believable storyline? I can't name you one unless you're talking about Asuka, who's in a tag team. So it's like, there's not really anywhere to go from there. And AJ with a baby face is boring because she's never going to be a heel.
No, never, ever. Our boy DG, Raph, you see him in the comments section there?
Yeah, I did see him.
Wow. I don't know if you saw it, Gabby, but he crapped all over the women's division. It's so boring. Why would anybody give a crap about the whole women's division? I'm like, wow, DG coming in hard, man. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Honestly, do we give a S about anyone in the women's division? You want to respond to that a little bit, Gabby?
Listen, I think that's a fair point for him to say if that's how he feels. I'm never going to tell someone they're wrong and how they feel. I care about a lot of women in the women's division. I enjoy seeing. I enjoyed the match between Raquel and Stephanie tonight. I liked Io running out. I liked the Liv. Like, I love Raquel. I think if they book a lot of these stars, like Kiana James, Raquel, like we saw at Elimination Chamber, I think they can become stars if booked correctly. I think Kiana James is outshining Julia, who's supposed to be, her sidekick, and I'm more excited about Kiana. So I think there's good things there. I think they need to be polished up and put in different matches or storylines. But the problem is WrestleMania is 30 days away. You can't take a chance on a Raquel Jade match. You just can't. Raquel's very over right now and people like her, but you need to give things time. So I understand what you're saying, that you don't care about anything right now, but if you open your mind up to it a little bit and they give things enough time, I think you could see some massive stars be made and some girls that, because they put on good matches. It's not like they're not good in the ring. It's just when you have no emotional investment, that's when you're not into it. So I think we just need to get emotional investment in some of these girls and stop pairing them for tag teams if we want to see them in singles action.
And I'll tell you, man, Maxine impressed me. That she's come a long way from being with the beginning with the boys back there, and just her ring work. I mean, it's been a big 180, and I'm sure Natty was a big part of that. But how many more times are we going to see these two go at it? I mean, where does it end? And it was really weird. What was the pre-tape backstage where we saw Austin and Logan Paul coinciding with Maxine? I don't know if there's anything there with that, or if they just did it as they want you to think something's going to happen, but it's really not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, did you guys have any feelings about that at all?
Yeah, I mean,
Vision. They're hiring. They keep on losing all. They keep on losing all their people. They're hiring right
that's
now.
what I said. Why not?
Yep.
Maxine's an interesting one because she's such a face that like I couldn't see her going to the dark side on the Vision, but could, if they booked it correctly, be believable and be good? Honestly, no. She's pissed off enough and she's getting her ass beat by Natty and no one's really giving her the respect and taking her seriously. So, by the way, being on TV with Paul Heyman every week will make anybody look better. So, if you're trying to build off of her and you're kind of stagnant in her booking, why the hell not make her kind of this? Because we were used to seeing her with Otis and
what's his name?
Tozawa.
Yeah, Tozawa. Yeah,
and like I think she's great in those group situations because it's very lovable. What if because she's hot and they're like, well, she's a hot blonde, we want to bring her with us, turn her on the bad side. Like I wouldn't hate that. You'd have to make me believe it.
I need to see how she looks in black.
Yeah.
Before I say yes or no.
Yeah, that's true. She looks good in everything. I love her here. I think she looks
good. And the other thing is, just on the women's side of things, again, I think Raquel is really improved big time. And man, they need to push her to the nth degree here, man. It's just, she had a great match with Steph, and Steph can go in the ring there, and just putting her over just as a big woman wrestling in the ring. I think there's a lot there with her. They can go a long way with her. I think in the months to come, man, there's going to be some sort of conflict between her and Liv, I think. And boy, that would be a great for me. I think it's a great storyline. I think
SummerSlam.
I think Liv could work with anybody. I think Liv's going to win the title at WrestleMania because she just elevates the title 100%. I like Steph, but we all know there's a big time language barrier and it's hard to get stuff over with her. But her work in the ring is phenomenal. I love her look. I love everything about her. So moving forward, let's get into what happened on SmackDown.
Okay.
And we talked about this last week also, that the main events at WrestleMania had all baby phases until Friday night. So, Gabby, I'm going to go with you first. I'll go last. Rafi, you just follow her. Thoughts on the turn on your boy, Cody Rhodes?
Listen, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Because if you're not invested in Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes after what you saw on SmackDown, I don't know what else you could want in that storyline. Because first of all, Randy Orton's so good. Like, you see sometimes people throw punches and you're like, that was bad. Like, that's a fake punch. Like, he really makes you believe he beat the shit out of Cody. Like, that was, and Cody too for selling it, but like, you really have to trust the person you're in there with to go full at you for you to like take it and know you're not going to be actually seriously injured. And like, that's why the chemistry between the two of them is what it is. And that's why this match needed to happen. I mean, you see him talk about his first match in 2007 was against Randy Orton. Like, and that's what he says. And he's a young guy. How does that history not write itself? How does that story not write itself? And I love the video package. I love that they showed like the ins and outs of them being friends. And, I don't know that Jelly Roll was necessary in the segment. I guess it was kind of just to show that Randy is turning on everyone, which, listen.
Yeah, he was his tag partner at SummerSlam, right?
Yes. So I get it. I get why that happened. But you didn't need anybody else in that because that was pure beat down heel Randy Orton, which I love. I think Randy Orton is the one of, like, when I do a top 5 of my favorite wrestlers of all time, he's up there. He's probably top 3 for me, Randy Orton. That's how much I love him. And it just works. Him as a heel just works. It's so easy. And I thought it was great how they handled it to move that momentum forward for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think now I'm intrigued with this one, but boy, does Cody Rhodes take blood thinners like me? How did he bleed so much on SmackDown? It was unbelievable what happened on that one. But you just nailed it when you said you have to trust your opponent on there to do the stuff that they were doing and to sell it, but make it believable. And I believed every second of that end of that segment on SmackDown, because the way how they sold it, how Randy Orton approached it was just unbelievable. And now we get the phone call. So I'm sure someone tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm going to have a text. Can you put odds on who Randy Orton is talking on the phone to? So I'm sure that will be posted probably sometime in the next 48 hours. But I'm really intrigued now because who's on the line that Randy Orton's talking to?
It's The Rock.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Oh my God, that would be incredible. Let's face it, guys. This is the reason why the main event changed between Drew and Cody, and now Orton and Cody. Or it was supposed to be Drew and Orton.
Yeah.
But that's why, because they have history. They went back to 2007. And you know what helps drives this whole thing from SmackDown last Friday night was Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Ultimate babyface. I'll still love you. We didn't know it was going to change that. I'll still love you. We've had our match 2007. And boom, Orton comes and he's like an animal. He's got that deranged look. He's the viper. He's the snake. Look what he just did to Cody. And he bled like a pig. And that's the way you had to do it. You had to do it that way, or else it doesn't become believable at all. Randy Orton is a stud, and I love him as a heel. He's going to be a great heel. He's always been a great heel. And I actually think he's going to win the title at WrestleMania, because I want Cody chasing. I don't want Cody having the title and being on top and going here. I think Orton will be a great champion. He always has been. But, man, that's the guy you turn heel in both main events was Randy Orton. He can carry it. They have history. That was a smart thing they did. And moving forward, who knows what's going to happen this Friday at SmackDown. Cody's going to come back, and they're just going to continue his storyline, moving up and up and up, and hopefully WrestleMania sells out. So, any thoughts on that, or are you guys good with it?
I love it. I hope Randy wins. I do.
Yeah, I do.
I love it, but now what do you do with Drew McIntyre? I'm sorry, Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre is just not selling me for WrestleMania. That's any other pay-per-view out. Oh, that would excite me, but for a WrestleMania match, I think they're doing Drew McIntyre wrong again.
Yeah. I don't get it. It's not gonna be a triple threat. Now you got the major heat with Orton and Cody, which just happened last Friday on SmackDown. I think it's going to be Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. I'm not in love with that, but who else is he going to go against right now? I mean,
well, he did quit, so maybe he's unemployed now.
Didn't he come back at the end of the show or something like that?
Yeah,
he did come back. So that leads us to tonight and the return of Roman Reigns. Let's face it, when Roman's not there, you really feel it, but when he comes back, he gets the same pop it's just a different level.
Yeah.
It's just different levels to people coming back. And when he comes back, it's like Muhammad Ali showing up. That's the way I look at it. He is just on a different. I was watching because they had a wide shot, crowd shot, and I was watching the crowd, and I knew Roman was going to be first. And I watched people's faces, and the reaction was, "Oh my God, he's here!" Just different levels to the game, guys. Roman comes in the ring. He's so cool. His backstage stuff with his boys back there, so nonchalant. Great promo. And then he came into the ring, and then Mr. Punk met him tonight. So what was your reaction? I'll go with Gabby first, Rafi, and then I'll go last on it.
I mean, I'm giving the win to Roman tonight when it comes to the two in the ring together. I thought what I like about Roman is how cool and calm and collected he always is. And as someone watching it, you'd think he was the champion with how calm and collected he is. And like that's something you just can't fake and you just can't practice. And I already in their promos, we've kind of seen Punk doing the low blows about his dad. You know, he had the stuff with the Usos, whatever. But Roman's literally like, bro, I don't even care. I'm better looking than you. I'm better than you at everything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, nothing you say about, I'm going to go. Cause like, I just know I'm going to beat you. So for him to rile up Punk where Punk hit him and Roman was just on the floor, still talking shit and laughing, he won. Like he wanted the reaction out of you. You fell for it and you're the champion, dude. You should be the one who's like, I don't care. I'm champion and I'm going to continue to be champion. You should be the calm, cool, collected one and Punk's not. And that's where I'm like, it's hard because I guess Roman's the heel, but I want Roman to win so bad. And I'm like, I kind of just want to see him beat Punk's ass. And I like Punk, but there's something about it. Roman's like the cool guy and it makes you cheer for him because you're like, oh, that man like knows exactly who he is. And it's like you just can't not cheer for that because you're kind of like you respect it too much almost. It's very interesting of like a dynamic.
What I got of it is what you said earlier about when Roman Reigns comes out, the pop that he gets. And I'm going to compare it. I've been to so many UFC and boxing fights when I was in Vegas. He reminds me when Canelo Alvarez will come out. He gets the same pop no matter who he's fighting. If it's someone big, if it's someone not big, he's going to get the same pop. And that's what Roman Reigns does. It's just amazing when he comes out, just how the atmosphere changes and how even the wrestlers probably change when he's in the locker room. So it was great to see that. It reminded me when CM Punk when he punched Roman and Roman fell and laughed. I remember my first fight, I punched a guy. The guy didn't nudge. He laughed, and I took a butt whooping right afterwards. That's what it reminded me when that happened again, because the guy did laugh at me when I hit him. But it was fun. That one made me laugh seeing Roman Reigns laughing on the ground and just making CM Punk more angry because he's laughing at him when you get punched. That's the worst feeling when you punch someone and it does nothing and the guy laughs at you.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I did think this was the weakest promo segment out of them, though. So,
yes. Oh yeah.
Which I think was start to top. So I do think it was the weakest we've seen so far, and which concerns me a little bit moving forward because I'm kind of like, is this just what it's going to be every week? That Roman's back because we already have the momentum for this match. That's why it's hard. Like sometimes when I'm like, I wouldn't know what to write as a writer when you still have 30 days left and it's already got the momentum. Like, how do you kind of continue it without continuing it? So it'll be interesting how they move forward with that.
I think that's why they brought the Usos into the storyline, so they can maybe extend the storyline with the Usos in it, so maybe that can erase a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
and they brought up the bloodline again, right? Like throughout, it's always about family with those guys. With Roman was talking to the Usos and everything, it's always about family, and I like when they come back to that because we had a full 2 years of the bloodline between the two WrestleManias before Cody ended his story, and it kept you interested. And let's face it, guys, we haven't had a really big storyline, I don't think, since Cody finished his story. I can't think of a big storyline. Like, what are they doing with Gunther?
Right.
They haven't done anything with Gunther since he beat Cena. Now, we all thought he might go against Ray because Dragon Lee interfered with him, but I didn't even see that continuing. It's like, what happened to that? Is that gone? Is he doing something else?
He's just a legend killer, so they're got to find a legend for him to kill.
Maybe Rey Mysterio is the only thing I can think of is Rey Mysterio would be next.
Yeah,
Rey next one, but he hasn't been on. What has he done? They see what I mean? No, nothing, no story, no. Okay, he beat Cena, and he's done nothing since then. They had him involved with nothing at all. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Maybe with this new so-called head writer, this young lady, and maybe things will change. I don't know. We'll see. But I thought Punk's promo was really weak tonight. I thought as strong as he was last week, he was just as weak as he was this week. Agreed. So I'm going to give a couple of final words to Raffy, I'm sorry, Raph and Gabby, and then I have a final word to talk about BTT Studios. So Raph, give me your last word about tonight's show or anything else.
I'll give it an average. I thought last week's show was really good. I thought some parts were good this year. I liked the AJ match, but everything else was subpar. And I was a little bit disappointed with the mic work at the end. I mean, we've had such good mic work with CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and I just thought it was average this one. But it closed good to me watching Roman Reigns laugh at when you get punched in the face and he's laughing at the person who just punched him. That kind of saved the evening for me. So I'm just looking forward to what's going to happen now. We still have 30 days. How are they going to promote the CM Punk Roman Reigns for 30 days?
Right. It's interesting.
Yep.
There was a lot of good and then there was a lot of bad, I would say, tonight. It was kind of like, I felt like if you have a good open or a good close, I can kind of say, all right, it was decent. And the open was what won me over tonight, as opposed to the close last week, which we had to talk about immediately. So I loved the open. I loved the Oba Brock stuff. Paul Heyman was the MVP tonight by far. Being beat up like he looked. And, we didn't even talk about Danhausen cursing Grayson Waller with the Kofi stuff. Like, he's sprinkling in that little bit of entertainment, which I love, where it's not forced to be funny and it is just genuinely a little funny. So I love that kind of stuff. Pretty average. I'm glad we saw a decent amount of women on the show tonight. I just wish they take these women's storylines a little bit more seriously for WrestleMania and we get something good when it comes to AJ and Becky, because I'm really trying to not go into that upset and disappointed, but we'll see. We got 30 days, so who knows?
When do you guys think you'll see Danhausen in the ring? Do you think it'll be at WrestleMania? I don't think it will be, but what are your guys' thoughts?
Maybe SummerSlam. Someone's got to come after him. Someone's got to come after him. No one's come after him yet. He's in charge right now. He's cursing the people. So it's also like, who do you want to see in the ring with him? He's going to be so over. It has to be someone that's such a heel. And it needs to be a fun match where you're like, oh, like, okay, then put it on Raw, like on a Netflix, because then people will know him a little bit more. But someone needs to like start beating him down because he's cursing all these people and causing them all to lose. So, like a Waller would be a good enemy for him because Waller's so hated. People won't care if he wins or loses. Some like people like that. But it's hard because there's no one where I'm like, it's WrestleMania right now. So I feel like everybody's just thinking WrestleMania. It's hard to kind of be like, well, what should we see for the other people that aren't involved yet? If that makes sense,
Yeah.
If they're going to put him in the ring, I would put him in the Monday after WrestleMania.
That's the craziest Monday.
That's true. He could curse somebody like during the show or something, or pre-show. Something
probably wrestle The Miz his first match.
That would be great, honestly. I would love to see it, but that would be a good one. I would love to see him with R-Truth. I'm still waiting for that interaction.
Oh, that'd be fair. I forgot about R-Truth. Okay, scratch it. Not The Miz. He goes with R-Truth first.
If R-Truth does like what he did with Judgment Day, where he's like, oh, I remember Judgment Day, and like, oh, Danhausen, I'm just like you. Like, I'm Truthhausen or something. Like, it would be so funny just to see the two of them interact with each other. So, like, I would love to see that, but
he'd have his face too. Imagine R-Truth with his makeup having.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
That would be phenomenal, man.
Yeah, that would be great.
Thank you, guys. And as we close out here, I just want to announce some big news here with BTT Studios. We've started this thing back in February of 2024 when the big coach here called me up and said, hey, let's try to do something. And we're doing it now. Now, just want to let you know there's a debut of a new show tomorrow on YouTube. It's called The 2 Count at 11:30 in the morning. I want everybody tuning in. It's about pro wrestling, our third pro wrestling show. We have Coach and Bro. We have The Last Word. And now we have The 2 Count. It's with the coach and JD from New York. I hope everybody has a great night. Here's a little preview of what you could see on BTT Studios and tomorrow morning at 11:30. Big Tommy C, Gabby, Rafi, thank you guys. Thanks everybody in the chat and have a great night.
At BTT Studios, we've never been hotter, but it makes me want more. More content, more opinion. So welcome to our brand new show with me, the coach.
And me, JD from New York.
Every single Tuesday, starting this Tuesday, March 17th, we're going to bring you The 2 Count.
That's right, 10 topics, 30 minutes, and that's all we need.
Now, don't get me wrong. I respect JD. But when it comes to wrestling opinions, Oh, I plan to absolutely verbally destroy him.
You know, that's funny because I do this every single night, every single week, and with someone like Coach, I call that easy work.
Now I know you have questions. What wrestling companies are you talking about? What wrestlers are you talking about? One simple answer. All of them.
And we will debate the biggest stories and the biggest topics from promotions like WWE, AEW, TNA, and shit, even JCW.
So join us this Tuesday, March 17th, for the very first 2 count at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, live.
Why are we doing it live? Because we want you there live. We want you in the chat, and we want you there in the moment.
It's going to be the fastest show in all of pro wrestling that's going to make you think and maybe, just maybe, make you a bigger and better pro wrestling fan. We'll see you Tuesday.
Wait, Tommy, we can't go yet. I know you're ready to go, but like it's 316 day.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm excited for the new show, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I mean? Coach will get his ass handed to him. It is what it is. I don't know why he keeps hiring people that are going to out-debate him, but that's his prerogative. It's great. But it's 316 day, guys. Like, no, we weren't chugging beers. We weren't doing anything. I can't be chugging beers. I don't know. I have a fever and I'm very ill, which you couldn't tell because I'm a professional. But Producer Man came up with a great video montage of someone I love to see get hurt with a bunch of Stone Cold Stunners. So I think we should watch that before we head out tonight. So
Love it.
Bischoff is down. What is going on? Oh!
J.R. Stone Stunner him. That is priceless, Gabby. I'm sure our boy Coach will be watching. He's going to have some sort of comment tomorrow.
Of course he's watching. It's about him. What do you mean? I already know what he's saying. I take the best Stone Cold Stunner of all time. That's what I do, Gabby. That's
what if JJ's ever stunned a coach? What if JJ's ever stunned a coach like that?
Oh, his son? Definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Gabby, that was phenomenal. I didn't see that coming from left field, but I love it. Amazing. Guys, you have to watch every week because Gabby always has something up her sleeve. And that's the reason to watch just for by himself. She just keeps digging the needle into the coach there. And by the way, we haven't heard anything from Coach. I know
he left our group chat. Okay, just a little behind the scenes for everyone listening. He removed himself from the group chat. That's absurd. Oh, sorry. Were we bothering you, Coach, talking about pro wrestling because you're so busy with everything else? Like, are you nuts? Don't worry. We didn't want to talk to you either. Now we can talk shit about you in the group chat. You're not there anymore. So thank you for doing us the favor. We only kept you in there to be nice.
One question, guys, before we go. Now, we see it's going to be Coach and JD. Is there a microphone big enough for those two guys?
Oh, no.
No. All we need is Russo in there, and then that'd be a great 3 mics.
Screaming at each other. Just screaming at each other. A bunch of these guys, their medication's not working. They're going to have a heart attack on the air. It's insane to me. But I'm sure, but everybody listening, if you want to witness it, it's probably going to be funny as hell. So you should watch it.
Yeah, 11:30 tomorrow morning, guys. Once again, thank you, guys. We'll see everybody next week on The Last Word. Thank you and good night.